Hi, and welcome back to this next episode. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about balance. And I sometimes talk about getting back to balance. And the last podcast episode was all around our mental health and what that means to me, and an exploration maybe for you. So I often say to clients about getting back to balance that part of our innate wellness, part of who we are as human beings, is our ability to get back to balance. When we're overthinking, or if we feel overwhelmed, we're kind of off kilter, and that if we just allow our thoughts to come and go, if we just allow our thoughts to pass through without giving them energy. Thoughts are neutral. That's what they are. A thought that I can have, I don't know, I just swallowed then. I had a bit of something in my throat and I just swallowed. That's kind of neutral. It just comes. I think, oh yeah, I need to swallow. So I swallow and it passes. Other thoughts might be, oh my God, I've got to drive into the middle of Manchester and I don't like driving into the middle of Manchester, and what am I going to do when I get there? And the thoughts kind of pile one on top of the other, that then creates a feeling that I don't particularly like. But the actual initial thought is neutral. I don't need to do anything with it. I can just notice the thought and let it go. And that's part of our innate wellness. And to me, that's getting back to balance. But lately I do tend to get curious about certain things. And what is balance in life? What does that mean? I'm a parent. I'm a single parent. I've got he's 16 in 2 weeks, my youngest. I can't believe it. And I try to balance my parenting with my business person. I try to balance my home life with my work life. I feel like I am constantly trying to balance things in my life. It's something that I'm constantly striving to do. And I just kind of got a little bit curious about what would it be like if I was balanced? And if I'm looking to be something, then what am I now? Does that mean I'm unbalanced? Does that mean my life is off kilter? And if it is, then what? So yeah, I just wanted to, this is what I do. These are my musings. I just wanted to share this a little bit with you. That balance is like scales. That's what we do. I always think of, when I'm thinking of balance, it's like there's two things that are the same weight and everything is as it should be and it's level. But another way of looking at it is a seesaw. If you see children playing on a park and they're on a seesaw and they were balanced, they were both the same sort of general weight and they were on a seesaw, and how would that look? And I came up with the idea that it would just be still. It would just be stuck. Nothing would be changing. It would just be balanced and even and level and kind of, yeah. And do I really want to be in that place? Because if you saw two children on a playground, on a seesaw, that were just sitting there, that would be quite boring for them. That wouldn't be a very exciting thing to do. Whereas when you see children kicking up on one side and the other one goes down with a bang and then they come back up and it goes, there's usually lots of woos and ahs and laughter and maybe a bit of fear and all the other emotions that we're capable of expressing when things are unbalanced, when one thing outweighs the other. So where is the best place to be? So again, it's just my musings, it's just where my thoughts go. It's just one of the things that kind of crept into my mind this morning about, I'm constantly talking about balance and having a balanced life and, you know, being a parent the equal amount of times as what I spend on running my business. And there's an awful lot of guilt for me around where my time is spent. So this new idea and this new thought that I had, that actually I'm not sure that I want things to be balanced, because that's kind of a boring place. There's nothing wrong with spending a little bit of time on that even seesaw, just to be calm and to just recharge your battery, using self-care in that balanced place, but maybe the thing that I need to focus on a little bit more, and I might talk about this a little bit more with my clients, is to be more present, that when I'm being a parent, I am being a parent and I'm more present in that moment, rather than worrying about the work situation and, oh my God, I've got to do a video and I've got 3 podcasts to do and I've got to type up something and I've got a client and I've got to do a Zoom, and I'm not being present as a parent. And I think that's what, for me, causes a lot of the guilt feelings. And same with the business side of things. If I'm on a call with a client and I'm aware of the time and it's tea time and, my son's in there, he's perfectly capable of cooking his own tea. But again, that mummy guilt comes in, that I should be in there while he's eating. We should be sitting at the table together. So I'm not fully present in either part of my life sometimes. And I think that's what causes the unbalance for me. Not necessarily the amount of time that I spend in either one of them, but that I'm not fully in it. My thoughts are always somewhere else. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an exploration around that, to allow myself to embrace the ups and downs. There's something about, I can be joyful and I can experience in a positive ways, even when the seesaw is tipped down and I'm at the bottom, because I can get back up again. And it's, what do I do? How can I use my creativity and all those sort of things to get back up, rather than just being still and stuck. So for me, balance is a time to recharge my battery. Balance is a time to use self-care and maybe a little bit of mindfulness, or just being in that moment to allow myself the time to be balanced. But the reality is, in life, I want excitement. I want the ups and downs. That allows me to express myself and to have the creativities and things. So yeah, it's just piqued my curiosity about the things that we think we want in life, and the reality is, how would it be if I was balanced all the time? And I think that would be pretty boring. And the other thing is to just spend a little bit of musing time over beliefs about what's good and what's not. My belief was that to have balance in my life was a good thing. And I'm kind of just exploring that a little bit now. I wouldn't say I'm challenging it. I'm just being curious about why my belief is that being balanced would be a good thing. And even now, just while I'm talking, I'm thinking it would be very serene. I would be floating around. Yeah. And I'm not sure I'm a floating around type of person. I like to be inspired. I like to be creative. I like to be connected with people. And that's part of who I am. So it's not about changing who I am, as in, being a very balanced, serene, floating around type of person. It's just understanding that my balance is different to somebody else's. I think my balance is a lot connected with guilt, and am I providing a good enough service in whatever part of my life I am in at that moment. Being a balanced parent, again, there's 2 sides to it. I need to be a nurturing person, as well as I need to be quite a structured person. As a parent, we need to have rules and boundaries, which means that we need to be a certain type of person in a certain situation. But then there's the other side of things, where we need to be more nurturing and open, and allow our children to grow and to be who they want to be as well. So it's not always black and white. That balance and those scales and that seesaw isn't always even all the time. We need to balance things out in our own way, and that we need to respond and react to different situations. And I'm not sure that we can do that if we're in that balanced place all the time. I don't think that allows us to be creative and to be resilient and to show all the things that we have as a human being and how we can use those to maneuver our way through certain things. So I'm just going to start to explore the fact that balance for me is about recharging. Balance for me is about self-care. Balance for me is about taking that time out of the day to just be with my thoughts and to just allow myself to see the good in things that I've done during that day, and not necessarily something that I'm constantly striving for or achieving, because I think once I got there I would quite quickly become quite bored with the situation. So that's me, and that's just my musings for today. Maybe you can get in contact with me if you've got different views on what balance is and how you approach balance in your life. And maybe I can learn a few things from you too. So take care, have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you soon.